And lights up.
How old a woman?
Don't get into that, Kate. If you want to have your anger, then throw something at me. But don't ask me questions about her. Let's just talk about you and me. Tell me how we can get through this thing. But who and what she is not important anymore.
How old a woman?
You won't rest until you dig into it, will you? 44? 45? I don't know. I never asked.
What did you talk about?
When?
That first day in the restaurant?
I don't remember. We just talked.
Must have been about something. The chicken, the soup, the fruit cup. How did these things start, Jack? I never heard one before.
I don't know who you're trying to hurt more, Kate, you or me.
What did you say in the restaurant, Jack?
Anything. Everything. We talked about the weather, about music, about politics, our children.
You got 45 minutes for lunch. Besides eating, that's a lot of ground to cover, isn't it?
Yes, it's a lot of ground to cover, Kate. Is that the answer you want?
Why her? After 33 years of marriage, why is she the one you pick?
For Christ's sakes, don't make me say nice things about her. You want me to say she was a tramp? Yeah, she was a tramp. I had an affair with a peroxide blonde.
I wish to God you did. A tramp I can handle. But that's not in your nature, Jack. So I want to know why this woman was the one.
This is a mistake. It's a mistake that we'll both regret. As God is my judge. Why this woman? Because she had an interest in life besides working at a bank and taking care of the house. To her, the world was bigger than that. She read books I'd never heard of and talked to places I never knew existed. When she talked, I just listened. And when I talked, I suddenly heard myself saying things that I never knew I was feeling. Because she asked me questions that I had to answer. Learning about yourself can be a very dangerous thing, Kate. Some people, like me, we should leave well enough alone. The things you were afraid to hear, I won't tell you, because they're true. It lasted less time than you think, but once was enough to hurt. And I realized that. I never ate in that restaurant again. And I never once saw her again. And if either one of us feels better now that I've told you that, then shame on both of us. If I killed a man out in the street, you would stand by me. Maybe even understand it. So why is this the greatest sin that can happen to a man and wife?
Because I'm not strong enough to forgive it.
I didn't expect you to.
What do you expect?
I'm not clever enough to answer.
This woman, this refined, educated woman, if I left you, would you go to her?
She wouldn't have me. She's content with her life as it
If
is.
she would have you, Jack, would you go to her?
No,
Why not?
because I know where I belong.
Here? Is this where you belong, Jack? In a house with a woman who hasn't read the right books or traveled any further in the world than the subway could take her? I took care of a house and I raised a family. But I don't know the questions to ask you that will make you feel things you've never felt before. So no, I don't think this is where you belong anymore, Jack.
If I felt that, I would have left a year ago.
You did leave, Jack! You never moved out, but you left!
I know things haven't been the same between us for a long time. And I'm sorry.
So you stay with me because she won't have you? I got some bargain, didn't I, Jack?
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do? Is that how this works? You have an affair and I get to decide between forgetting about it or living alone for the rest of my life? God, it's so simple for you, isn't it? I am so angry. I am so hurt by your selfishness. You break what's good between us and leave me to pick up the pieces, and still, you continue to lie to me.
I told you everything!
I knew about that woman a year ago. From a friend. I won't even tell you who. What's going on with you and Jack? She asks me. Are you two still together? Who's this woman he's having lunch with every day? She asks me. I said, did you see them together? She said, no, but I heard. I said, don't believe what you hear. Believe what you see. And I hung up on her. Did I do good, Jack? Did I defend my husband like a good wife? A year I lived with that, hoping to God it wasn't true, and if it was, praying it would go away. And God was good to me. No more phone calls, no more stories about Jack and his lunch partner, no more staying up late wondering why you weren't home even when it wasn't busy season. Until this morning, I get a phone call. Guess who Jack was having lunch with in the same restaurant twice last week? Last year's lies don't hold up this year, Jack. This year, you have to deal with it.